So you've decided that you want to come here to Australia and you want to study, but you've no idea how to get started, how to find a university course, or how much will it cost. Don't worry, I have you covered. In this video, I'm going to be talking about everything that you need to know on how to find a university course here in Australia. So if you're interested, keep watching. So you're probably wondering what it is like to study here in Australia, and I can tell you based on my experience, it's really good. So I studied my bachelor degree in psychological science and human resource management at Deakin University. I also studied my master's degree in public policy and management with a focus on sustainability at the University of Melbourne, and I also studied a certificate 4 in project management at a TAFE institute. So I have a lot of experience on what it is like to study here in Australia, and I feel that I can help you with that. I'm going to make another video on the experience in general, but today we're going to be focusing mainly on how to find a university course and key things that you need to know. Okay, let's start with the basics. The first thing that you need to do is to decide what you want to study. What kind of field do you want to get into? This is of course going to determine the course that you're going to apply to and as well the cost of your course. Here I'm not talking about English courses, but mainly vocational courses and higher education courses. The second thing that you need to do is to decide at what level do you want to study. For example, you have VET courses. This stands for Vocational Education and Training courses, or higher education courses. VET courses are also called TAFE courses, and you usually undertake your VET courses at TAFE institutes, whereas your higher education courses are usually offered by universities. There are many TAFE institutes that also offer higher education courses, such as bachelor degrees, but in general, they mainly focus on VET qualifications. Another thing that you should know is that the course that you want to study should be CRICOS registered, and this means that it should be formally recognized in Australia. When you're navigating your university's website or the TAFE website, usually they outline whether the course is CRICOS registered. Okay, now let's get into how can you find one of these courses. My best advice is to check out websites like Study Australia. This is an amazing site where you can filter by the type of course that you want, the type of discipline that you want, and level. Okay, so when you're navigating this website, you'll find that you can apply different filters, as I said. So you select your course, and then you'll see that you have the CRICOS code. Many universities also include their ranking. For example, the University of Melbourne, it's the top university here in Australia. You can also filter by whether you are an international student or domestic student. When you see domestic student, this refers to Australian students. But if you are from overseas and you don't have permanent residency or Australian citizenship, you are considered an international student. And you can also see what you will study. This means you can see the course curriculum and the main subjects that you will study. You'll have compulsory subjects and elective subjects. And that's something that I loved about studying here, is that I get to choose from a whole range of different elective subjects that allowed me to specialize in the discipline that I was interested in. Another very important thing that you need to check when you are navigating the university website and taking your course is the entry requirements. This is key. For example, if you are undertaking a bachelor degree or a master's degree, one of the key requirements is to have a specific WAM. A WAM, this means weighted average mark. This is basically your overall final grade or overall average that you got in your previous studies. Other entry requirements might include having relevant work experience to your studies, or for example, submitting a personal statement outlining why you want to enter this course and what are your motivations. Another very important thing that you should know, and probably you're very interested in this, is the course fee. That is, how much are you going to pay for this course? You can find all this information in the university or TAFE website. A heads up, studying here in Australia at university level or a TAFE course costs money. It's not cheap, especially for international students. So that's something that you have to bear in mind at the time of applying for a course. You can also apply for a scholarship, and that of course will help you a lot financially. Another thing that you should know is that you can apply for recognition for prior learning, or RPL. This is an amazing way of shortening the duration of your degree and paying less for your studies. For example, a master's degree has a duration of 2 years, but if you have previous work experience that's relevant to that master's degree, then you may be able to get credit for specific subjects, which means that you're going to have to do less subjects, and that means that your course duration will be less. You can also get credit by having previous studies that are relevant to that degree. Disclaimer, I know that some people don't want to apply for RPL because if you have a shorter duration of your course, this might impact your ability to get a postgraduate visa. So always consider your circumstances and see whether this could benefit you or not. Another thing that you should know is that most universities and TAFE institutes will require you to have an English test. This could be the IELTS or TOEFL or other tests. The most common ones are the IELTS or TOEFL, and I highly recommend doing one of these, mainly because there are so many online resources out there that you'll get a lot of material to do practice tests and exercises. Another thing that many people have asked me is about student accommodation. Some universities have a student accommodation at their campus and you can stay there, but based on my experience, most international students usually just stay at share houses near the city, but of course you have the option of booking your student accommodation. It's up to you. And of course, if you want to study here in Australia, you're going to have to apply for a student visa. You can apply for this visa by yourself, you can do all your research, or you can hire a migration agent or an education consultant. In my experience, almost now 8 years ago, when I first came to Australia, I did everything through an education consultant. Why? Because it was free. Basically, education consultants, they process your student visa, they help you to choose courses and universities, and they help you with absolutely everything. In return, they get a small commission from the university you're applying to, so it's a win-win. So I highly recommend checking out education consultants, otherwise just talk to a migration agent. And always make sure, as I said in all my other videos, make sure that your migration agent is a registered agent with MARA, M-A-R-A. And of course, if you feel that you don't have the financial means to study here in Australia, you always have the option to apply for a scholarship. I have another video on everything that you need to know about scholarships. Check it out here. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. It helps the YouTube algorithm to spread these videos out there for other people who are migrating to Australia. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Thank you. Bye.